This was the first ever Void Energy exotic machine gun in Destiny 2, which makes it an absolute must-have for Void 3.0 subclass build crafting synergy, but Deterministic Chaos has generally been overlooked by more popular choices, and so it has sat dormant in your vault collecting dust, that is, until now. With Season 22, this exotic has received a long overdue reprieve thanks to the Seasonal Overload machine gun mod, and for this forgotten relic of the recent past, it's absolutely game changing. It's as unique as they come, combining the insane DPS and ad clearing potential of your favourite machine guns by both adding the high burst DPS potential of the Volatile debuff along with the excellent fireteam benefiting weaken debuff. The combination of these perks free you up to use other subclass options within your Void 3.0 builds, as you'll no longer need to rely on setting up volatile rounds on your void weapons through the Echo of Instability, as this will do it for you. This does only work on chunkier targets, but essentially you're replacing volatile rounds with what is an unlimited weaken debuff with next to no setup other than landing a few of your shots on a single target. The intrinsic exotic heavy metal perk will do just that, and you'll only need to land 4 shots on a target to weaken them. This will apply the 15% weaken debuff for a short period of time, which makes any and all of your weapons or even your teammates deal more damage to that target. Machine guns are the real deal for high-end content, and so it's surprising not to see this exotic used more often. You'll delete most enemies in just a few shots thanks to the infinite heavy metal weaken bullets, but then you've got the Vexidecimal to really finish things off. Every 4th heavy metal shot on a single target will make them volatile. This is essentially every 16th shot per magazine, and so each mag will allow you to do this 3 times. This will last for about 10 seconds, and dealing damage to a volatile target will cause them to explode every 1 second, with the potential to spread that volatile debuff to nearby enemies on final blows. This is essentially destabilizing rounds on steroids, and is designed to help taking down mini bosses and champions in all levels of content. With hard hitting special weapons like fusions with controlled burst and legendary hand cannons being popular options for the rest of most people's loadouts, Deterministic Chaos is an absolute no-brainer for tons of content in my opinion, especially where extreme boss DPS rotations aren't required. The weakened debuff can even potentially let your resident div try out something else, and before you go off in the comments, please make sure you've tried this Heart Shadow DPS build out first. However, one of the more effective exotics to combine with this is the Doom Fangs on your Void Titan. These got a recent rework to now have an increasing chance to grant a Void weapon damage boost on defeating targets with Void damage. This maxes out at a 4-time stack, which is a 25% damage boost, and absolutely wrecks when used with this exotic machine gun on top of the weaken and volatile debuffs you'll be constantly dishing out. The only real downside is that this buff doesn't stack with any of your now standard weapon surge mods, but it will still stack with empowering buffs like Wells, Radiant or Bubbles on top of the weaken from the Chaos. This exotic does open you up to use your weapon surge mods for other weapon elemental damage types, so you could use kinetic weapon surges to buff other weapons in your loadouts. This build is all about methodical madness, so chuck in the controlled demolition aspect for more void explosive synergy, and you can even stack in the Echo of Harvest to create void breaches and orbs of power, which you can then put on the Echo of Starvation to grant devour when collecting them, with constant health regen and grenade energy on defeating enemies, all of which stacks with the incredibly potent Bastion aspect with unlimited void overshields on top of a high resilience stat, which should be standard for all good titans and some bad ones too. This is a fun little setup that'll create tons of orbs, weaken everything, and dish out the pain in all types of content thanks to its champion stunning capabilities and excellent damage output from the unlikeliest of damage sources. The Destiny Item Manager build link is down below, and if you want the perfect weapon to pair with this build, find out why and which perks you'll need by checking out this video next.